Chosen one, you will never heal until you understand this about your mother. You are standing at a turning point right now, and if you listen carefully, something deep inside you is about to unlock that you have been carrying for years without even realizing it. You have been trying to heal, trying to move forward, trying to become whole again, but there has been a hidden root that you have not yet faced. This is the truth you cannot afford to miss, because your peace, your future, and your breakthrough are tied to it. If you stay with these words until the end, something inside your heart will begin to shift in a way you have never experienced before. You have been chosen to hear this, and it is not by accident that you are here in this very moment. Type Amen to affirm. You will never fully heal until you understand what your mother truly represents in your life, not just as a person, but as a source, a mirror, and a channel through which many of your deepest wounds and patterns were formed. This is not about blaming her, and it is not about judging her, because she was also shaped by her own pain and her own story. It is about seeing clearly what was planted in your heart through her presence, her absence, her words, and even her silence. Until you see it, you will keep trying to fix symptoms without touching the root. And I am calling you now to face that root with courage, because healing is waiting on the other side of your understanding. There is a reason why certain patterns keep repeating in your life, why certain emotions rise without warning, why certain fears hold you back even when you want to move forward. These are not random, and they are not signs that you are broken. They are echoes of what you learned about love, safety, and worth when you were still learning how to exist in this world. Your mother was one of your first experiences of connection, and through that connection, your heart learned what to expect from others and from yourself. When that connection was painful, confusing, or incomplete, it left marks that you have been carrying ever since. Before you go any further, pause for a moment and show your faith in this process by pressing like on this video, because what you are about to receive is not ordinary. It is something that can truly begin to restore what has been broken inside you. The truth you must understand is that your healing does not come from changing your past, but from changing how you see it and how you carry it within you now. Many of you have tried to ignore the pain connected to your mother, hoping that time alone would heal it. But time does not heal what is hidden. It only covers it until it finds a way to surface again. That is why you feel triggered in situations that seem small, why you react in ways you do not always understand. The child within you is still speaking, still asking to be seen, still waiting for the understanding that was never given. I see your heart, and I know the weight you have been carrying. Some of you felt unseen, unheard, or misunderstood by your mother. Some of you felt pressure to be perfect, to be strong, or to be someone you were not. Some of you felt distance where there should have been closeness, or pain where there should have been comfort. And because of that, you learned to protect yourself in ways that are now limiting your ability to fully receive love, peace, and joy. Type 1111 if you believe. But listen closely, because this is where everything begins to change. Your mother is not just the source of your wounds. She is also the doorway to your healing when you begin to understand her role with clarity instead of pain. When you see her as a human being shaped by her own experiences, her own fears, and her own limitations, something inside you begins to soften. You stop carrying anger as a shield, and you start opening space for understanding, which is the beginning of true freedom. This does not mean you excuse what hurt you, and it does not mean you pretend everything was okay. It means you release yourself from the prison of holding onto that pain as your identity. You were never meant to be defined by what you went through. You were meant to grow beyond it, to rise above it, and to become someone who is no longer controlled by the past. And I am telling you now that you have the strength within you to do this, even if it does not feel like it yet. Your healing begins when you stop waiting for your mother to become who you needed her to be, and instead give yourself what you were missing. This is one of the hardest truths to accept, because part of you still longs for that validation, that love, that understanding. But you are no longer that child, and you now have the power to nurture yourself in ways that no one else could. This is where your transformation begins, when you step into the role of caring for your own heart with compassion and patience. I am with you in this process, guiding you, strengthening you, and reminding you that you are not alone. Every step you take toward understanding is a step toward freedom. Every moment you choose compassion over resentment is a moment that breaks the chains of your past. And every time you acknowledge your pain without letting it control you, you are reclaiming your power. You are not broken, and you were never meant to stay in that place of hurt. You are chosen to rise, to heal, and to become whole in a way that will not only change your life, but also impact those around you. Your story does not end with what happened to you, it begins with what you choose to do with it now. And right now, you are being called to choose healing, to choose understanding, and to choose a new path forward. What is really behind the 7-second brain technique that is creating new millionaires? A surprising CIA leak has revealed a short brain ritual that is helping normal people erase debt and attract serious wealth. With validation from 4 neuroscience labs, this at-home method is turning financial stress into a better life. Homes, cars, and vacations are becoming reality. But the government could remove this at any time. Click the link in the description and comments before it is deleted. The truth about your mother is not meant to trap you in pain. It is meant to reveal why certain parts of your heart have been guarded for so long. When you begin to see this clearly, you will notice something powerful happening inside you, a quiet shift that starts to loosen the grip of old emotions that once felt permanent. There are moments from your past that you have replayed again and again, sometimes consciously and sometimes without even realizing it. These moments shaped the way you see yourself, the way you trust others, and the way you respond when love is offered to you. If your mother struggled to show affection, you may find it hard to believe that you are worthy of it now. If she was critical, distant, or overwhelmed, you may carry an inner voice that still echoes those same patterns. And because of this, you may find yourself expecting disappointment even when something good is in front of you. But I want you to understand something that will begin to break these chains. What you received from your mother was not always a reflection of your worth. It was often a reflection of what she herself carried inside. Pain that was never healed tends to pass from one generation to the next, not because it is meant to, but because it was never understood or released. This is why you feel like you are carrying something that does not fully belong to you. And this is why your healing is not just about you, it is about ending a cycle that has been repeating for longer than you know. Type 777 if you trust in Jesus. When you begin to see your mother through this lens, something important starts to happen. You stop asking why she did not give you what you needed, and you start seeing that she may not have had it to give. This does not erase the pain, but it changes how you hold it. Instead of carrying it as proof that you were not enough, you begin to understand that it was never about your value in the first place. And this realization is one of the most powerful steps toward healing that you will ever take. There is a part of you that has been waiting for this moment, even if you did not know it. A part of you that is ready to let go of the weight you have been carrying, ready to stop fighting battles that no longer need to be fought. This part of you is not weak, it is not broken, it is simply tired of holding on to something that was never meant to stay with you forever. And as you listen to these words, you are giving that part of yourself permission to finally breathe. Healing does not mean you forget what happened, and it does not mean you pretend everything was okay. It means you take what happened and you transform how it lives inside you. It means you no longer allow it to define your reactions, your beliefs, or your future. And most importantly, it means you begin to treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you were always deserving of. There are many of you who have been carrying guilt without even realizing it. Guilt for feeling hurt, guilt for needing more, guilt for wanting something different. But listen carefully, because this guilt is not yours to carry anymore. You were a child learning how to navigate the world, and it was never your responsibility to fix what was missing around you. Your only role was to be, to grow, and to receive what was given. And if what was given was not enough, that is not a failure on your part. As you continue this journey, you will begin to notice that your reactions start to change. Situations that once triggered deep emotions will begin to feel lighter. Conversations that once drained you will no longer have the same power over you. This is not because the world around you has changed, but because something inside you has shifted. You are no longer responding from the wounds of the past. You are responding from a place of growing understanding and strength. Type 222 to receive blessings. I am guiding you through this because I know what is waiting for you on the other side. There is a level of peace that you have not yet experienced, a sense of freedom that you have not yet fully felt. It is not something that will come from changing other people, and it is not something that will come from revisiting the past again and again. It will come from the moment you truly understand and release what has been held inside you for so long. You are not meant to carry resentment as a way of protecting yourself. You are not meant to hold on to pain as a way of remembering what happened. You are meant to rise above it, not by denying it, but by transforming it. This is where your power lies, in your ability to take what once hurt you and turn it into something that no longer controls you. There will be moments when this process feels difficult, when old emotions rise to the surface and it feels like you are back where you started. But you are not going backward. You are moving through layers that have been waiting to be released. Each time you face these emotions with awareness instead of resistance, you are moving closer to the freedom that has always been meant for you. I am with you in every step of this journey, strengthening you, guiding you, and reminding you that you are not alone. Your story is not defined by what you went through, it is defined by what you choose to become. And right now, you are choosing to become someone who is no longer bound by the past, someone who is open to healing, to growth, and to a future that is no longer shaped by old pain. Is it time to try the same CIA secret ritual that is changing lives in seconds? A newly leaked CIA-backed study reveals a 7-second money ritual that is transforming people overnight. Scientifically proven by 4 neuroscience labs, it retrains your mind to attract money naturally. People who were once broke are now enjoying luxury homes, new cars, and travel. But this secret may not stay online much longer. Click the description and comments now before it is removed. This longing has shaped many of your decisions, your relationships, and even the way you see yourself when you are alone. And until you recognize this longing for what it is, it will continue to guide you in ways that keep you tied to the past. You have tried to move forward, but there are moments when something small brings back a wave of emotion that feels much bigger than the situation. This is not because you are weak, it is because that deeper longing has not yet been fully understood. It shows up in your need for validation, in your fear of rejection, and in your hesitation to fully trust when something good comes into your life. These patterns are not random. They are rooted in the early bond that shaped how you learn to connect with others. When you begin to see this clearly, you will understand that your healing is not about fixing your mother or changing her behavior. Your healing is about releasing the expectation that she will one day become what you needed in the past. This is one of the hardest steps because it requires you to let go of something you have held onto for so long. But it is also one of the most freeing steps because it allows you to stop waiting and start living. Type 1010 if you walk by faith. There is a quiet strength inside you that is beginning to rise, and it comes from accepting what was and choosing not to let it define what will be. This strength is not loud or forceful, it is calm and steady. It allows you to see your past without being overwhelmed by it. It allows you to acknowledge your pain without becoming trapped in it. And most importantly, it allows you to move forward with a sense of clarity that was not there before. Many of you have carried anger toward your mother, even if you have tried to hide it or deny it. This anger was your way of protecting yourself, your way of holding on to a sense of control when things felt uncertain. But anger, when held for too long, becomes a weight that keeps you tied to the very thing you are trying to move beyond. And I am telling you now that you are ready to release that weight, not because it was wrong to feel it, but because it no longer needs to stay. Forgiveness is not about saying that what happened was acceptable. It is about freeing yourself from the burden of carrying that pain every day. It is about choosing peace over resentment, not for her, but for you. And when you begin to understand forgiveness in this way, it becomes something powerful, something that opens the door to a level of healing you have not yet experienced. There is also a part of your journey that involves learning how to give yourself what you did not receive. This is where your growth becomes deeply personal and transformative. You begin to speak to yourself with kindness instead of criticism. You begin to create boundaries that protect your peace instead of sacrificing it for others. And you begin to recognize your own worth, not based on what others gave you, but based on who you are. Type 555 to affirm. As you continue to move forward, you will notice that your relationships begin to change. You will no longer seek approval in the same way, and you will no longer tolerate what does not align with your growth. This may feel unfamiliar at first, but it is a sign that you are stepping into a new version of yourself. A version that is no longer defined by past wounds, but by present awareness and strength. There will be moments when you feel a sense of sadness as you let go of old expectations. This is natural, because you are releasing something that once held meaning in your life. But this sadness is not a setback. It is part of the process of making space for something new. It is a sign that you are moving through the layers of your past and creating room for healing to take its place. I want you to understand that your journey is not about becoming perfect. It is about becoming whole. It is about embracing every part of your experience and allowing it to shape you in a way that leads to growth rather than limitation. And as you continue to walk this path, you will begin to see that your past does not have to control your future. You are not alone in this process, even when it feels that way. I am guiding you, supporting you, and reminding you that you have the strength to continue. Every step you take toward understanding is a step toward freedom. Every moment you choose healing is a moment that brings you closer to the life you were meant to live. What you are stepping into now is a deeper layer of truth, one that touches the part of you that learned how to love by watching, feeling, and absorbing everything around your mother. You may not have realized it at the time, but your understanding of love was shaped long before you had the words to describe it. The way she expressed care, the way she handled conflict, and even the way she carried her own pain, all became part of the blueprint you now carry inside. This blueprint has influenced how you give love, how you receive it, and how you respond when it feels uncertain or fragile. There are moments in your life when you pull away from people without fully understanding why. There are times when you feel overwhelmed by closeness, even when you desire connection. And there are times when you hold on too tightly, fearing that something will be taken away from you. These responses are not flaws, they are learned patterns. They come from a place within you that is trying to protect you based on what it experienced in the past. Type 333 to claim peace. Why is the government trying so hard to hide this 7-second brain ritual? A major CIA leak has exposed a short brain practice that is helping ordinary people clear debt and welcome wealth. Supported by 4 neuroscience labs, this simple home method is turning financial struggles into better lives. New homes, vehicles, and vacations are becoming possible. But this secret could be pulled down at any moment. Click the link in the description and comments before it disappears. When you begin to understand this, you stop judging yourself for how you react. Instead, you begin to see your reactions as signals, messages from a part of you that is still learning what safety truly feels like. This is where your healing becomes more compassionate, more gentle, and more real. You are no longer fighting yourself. You are learning to listen to yourself in a way that leads to growth. Your mother played a role in shaping these patterns, not because she intended to create pain, but because she was navigating her own struggles at the same time. She may have loved you in the best way she knew how, even if it did not meet all of your needs. And when you begin to see this, something inside you begins to shift. You start to separate your worth from her actions, and you begin to understand that her limitations were not a reflection of your value. This understanding does not erase what you felt, and it does not take away the impact it had on you, but it changes the way you carry it. Instead of holding on to it as a source of confusion or self-doubt, you begin to hold it as a piece of your story that you now have the power to transform. This is where you step out of the role of being affected by your past and into the role of shaping your future. There is a part of you that is beginning to awaken, a part that recognizes that you are no longer bound by the patterns you once lived by. You have the ability to choose differently, to respond differently, and to create new experiences that are not limited by what you went through. This is not something that happens overnight, but it is something that begins the moment you become aware. Type Amen to affirm. As you continue this journey, you will begin to notice that your sense of self starts to strengthen. You will feel more grounded in who you are, more confident in your choices, and more at peace with your past. This is because you are no longer seeking your identity through the lens of what you experienced as a child. You are beginning to see yourself through a new perspective, one that is rooted in understanding and growth. There may still be moments when old feelings come back, when something reminds you of what you went through, but these moments will not have the same power over you. They will pass more quickly, and they will feel less overwhelming. This is because you are no longer holding on to them in the same way. You are allowing them to move through you instead of staying within you. I want you to understand that this process is not about becoming someone new. It is about returning to who you have always been, beneath the layers of pain and confusion. It is about reconnecting with the part of you that is whole, that is worthy, and that is capable of experiencing love in a way that feels safe and real. You have been carrying so much for so long, and it is time for you to begin laying that weight down, not all at once, but piece by piece, as you continue to understand what has been shaping your experiences. Each step you take in this direction brings you closer to the freedom you have been searching for. I am with you in this, guiding you through every layer, reminding you that you are not alone. Your journey is not something you have to figure out by yourself. There is a presence supporting you, strengthening you, and helping you see what you could not see before. What you are uncovering now is only part of what is available to you. There is still more clarity, more understanding, and more healing waiting for you as you continue forward. Stay open to what is being revealed, because each step is leading you toward a life that is no longer shaped by the past, but by the strength and awareness you are building now. You may find yourself doubting your worth even when there is no clear reason. You may feel like you have to prove yourself, earn love, or work harder than others just to feel accepted. This does not come from nowhere. It comes from what you absorbed during the years when you were still forming your sense of self. If your mother struggled to affirm you, you may have learned to seek that affirmation everywhere else. If she was inconsistent, you may have learned to question stability even when it is present. Type 888 to claim strength, but listen carefully, because this is where a powerful shift begins to take place. The voice inside your mind is not fixed, it can be changed. What was once shaped by your past can now be reshaped by your awareness. You are no longer that child who had to accept every word and every reaction as truth. You now have the ability to choose which beliefs you carry forward and which ones you leave behind. There is a quiet moment that happens when you begin to challenge those old beliefs. You start to notice when you are being too hard on yourself. You start to question why you feel unworthy in situations where there is no real threat. And instead of accepting those feelings as facts, you begin to see them as remnants of something that no longer has control over you. This is the beginning of reclaiming your identity. Do you know why everyone is talking about this 7-second CIA ritual? A brainwave technique leaked from the CIA is changing lives around the world. Backed by neuroscience, this 7-second method helps regular people attract money, freedom, and luxury. If you are seeing this, you are very lucky because the page may vanish soon. Click the link in the description and comments to learn the secret before it is deleted. Your mother's role in your life helped shape your foundation, but it does not define the structure you are building now. You are not limited to the version of yourself that was formed in those early years. You are evolving, growing, and becoming someone who is no longer confined by those initial impressions. This is where your power truly begins to expand. When you realize that you are not bound by the past, you are informed by it. There is also something important you must understand about the way you respond to authority, to love, and to connection. Many of your reactions in these areas are rooted in your early experiences. If your mother was unpredictable, you may feel uneasy in stable situations. If she was distant, you may struggle to fully open up. These responses are not signs that something is wrong with you. They are signs that your system is still learning what safety looks like. Type Amen to affirm. As you continue to move forward, you will begin to create new experiences that slowly rewrite these patterns. Each time you allow yourself to trust a little more, each time you speak to yourself with kindness instead of criticism, you are building something new. It may feel unfamiliar at first, but that is because you are stepping into a version of yourself that you have not fully experienced before. There is a deep sense of freedom that comes with this process. It is not loud or overwhelming, it is quiet and steady. It shows up in the way you respond to challenges, in the way you treat yourself during difficult moments, and in the way you allow yourself to receive good things without questioning them. This freedom is something that grows over time, and it becomes stronger with each step you take. You are not meant to carry the weight of your past as a permanent burden. You are meant to learn from it, grow through it, and eventually move beyond it. This does not mean you forget where you came from. It means you no longer allow it to limit where you are going. And as you continue to understand your mother's role in shaping your experiences, you also begin to understand your own role in shaping your future. There will be moments when you feel a sense of grief for what you did not receive. This is a natural part of the process, and it does not mean you are going backward. It means you are allowing yourself to fully acknowledge what was missing so that it no longer has to live unspoken inside you. And when you allow that grief to move through you, it begins to lose its hold. I am guiding you through this because there is something greater waiting for you on the other side of this understanding. There is a version of you that is more at peace, more confident, and more open to the life that is unfolding. This version of you is not defined by past wounds, but by present awareness and growth. Stay present in this process, because there is still more that is about to be revealed to you. Each layer you move through is bringing you closer to the freedom you have been seeking. And as you continue, you will begin to see that healing is not something far away, it is something that is happening within you right now. There have been times when you questioned why certain doors in your life did not open, why certain relationships did not last, or why peace felt just out of reach. But what you are beginning to understand is that your heart was still operating from a place that was trying to protect itself. It was trying to avoid the same kind of pain it once experienced, even if that meant holding back from something good. This is not a flaw. It is a form of survival that once served you, but now it is time to release it. Type 666 to claim healing. When you begin to let go of these protective patterns, something powerful starts to happen. You start to experience life differently, not because everything around you has changed, but because your response to it has. You begin to feel more open, more grounded, and more at ease with the flow of your life. Situations that once felt overwhelming begin to feel manageable. Emotions that once felt heavy begin to move more freely through you. There is a deep connection between the healing of your heart and the understanding of your past. When you see your mother's role clearly, without distortion or denial, you begin to free yourself from the need to carry what was never yours to hold. You begin to see that her story and your story are connected, but they are not the same. And this realization allows you to step into your own path with a sense of ownership and clarity. You are not here to repeat what was done before you. You are here to transform it. This is part of your calling, part of your purpose, and part of what makes you chosen. You have the awareness to see what others may have ignored, and you have the strength to change what others may have accepted. This is not an easy path, but it is a powerful one, and it leads to a level of freedom that is deeply fulfilling. Type Amen to affirm. What if a tiny 7-second brain ritual could erase your debt and open the door to real abundance? A leaked CIA document has revealed a simple 7-second method, now helping everyday people get out of debt and draw in wealth. Tested by 4 leading neuroscience labs, this easy home practice is turning money problems into better lifestyles. People are getting new homes, cars, and travel experiences. But this information could be removed at any moment. Click the link in the description and comments before it disappears. There is also something important happening within you as you continue this journey. You are learning to trust yourself in a way that you may not have before. When you were younger, your sense of trust may have been influenced by what you experienced around you. But now you are building a new foundation, one that is based on your own awareness, your own choices, and your own growth. This self-trust becomes a guiding force in your life. It helps you make decisions that align with your well-being. It helps you recognize when something is not right for you, and it helps you move forward with confidence, even when the path ahead is not completely clear. This is one of the most valuable things you can develop, and it grows stronger each time you choose to listen to yourself. There may still be moments when you feel a pull toward old patterns, when something familiar tries to draw you back. This is part of the process, and it does not mean you are failing. It simply means that those patterns are still being released. Each time you choose differently, each time you respond with awareness instead of habit, you are reinforcing the new path you are creating.